Hey, welcome to the vlog, folks. Rick Corvetteconti here for Coughlin Chevrolet. Driving in the car at night right now, using a camera light so you can see me for the vlog. I don't know how long this is going to go off. I'll probably get pulled over going, hey dude, what are you doing? I'm recording a vlog. What's that? Vlog. Sir, get out of the car. I can hear it already. But a little bit of what I want to talk about in this vlog is stuff about me and why we're doing this before we get to Detroit, because our mission right now is heading to Detroit. You know, so about a month ago, I was pretty excited about going to the Detroit Auto Show. I mean, it is the world grand stage for the automotive industry. If anything, they'll have more concept cars there than you'll probably see at any auto show in the country. You know, another show that actually I think is pretty decent is the Chicago Auto Show. I've not been to a lot of different markets. I mean, I'm sure New York's pretty cool too. But I think the Chicago show is really neat. They got two big buildings. Two buildings there. It takes you all day to see the show. But what I like about it, besides it just being a corporate manufacturer environment, is that they've got a lot of vendors there, so they really personalize it. They make it cool for families, and that's a neat show. That's a neat venue in Chicago. Hey, what did I tell you guys earlier? I'm a walking Corvette billboard. Hey, it's late at night, and yeah, Corvette sweatshirt on, got the Corvette hat on, always, always, always. Well, my intention was to leave early tonight. Well, early, I was going to leave around 8 o'clock. It's about a 4-hour drive. Try and drive till about, 11, 12 o'clock, catch a few hours of sleep, and to be ready to go early in the morning, because the first Chevrolet press conference, I think the only Chevrolet press conference that they're going to have for this year's Detroit Auto Show is going to be at 7:30 tomorrow morning. And you see what time it is. So you can see I've got a little bit of a late start. So by the time I get to wherever I'm going to get, the only sleep I'm going to get is maybe a couple hours at that. It takes about an hour to get through check-in with all the different media members. There'll be 6,000 to 7,000 media members around the world. Radio stations, TV stations, magazines, blogs, vlogs, you name it, will be at the Detroit Auto Show. We're real proud and real excited that I'm working part-time actually for a radio station just west of Cleveland that actually got me the privilege of being a part of the media day. So, still being a Chevrolet dealer, I'll be the only dealer there at the event, but under media capacity, try to cover something for you. So yeah, we'll make it a fun day. And knowing that there's probably not going to be as much fanfare at Detroit this year, so this vlog, I thought, now that we're kind of picking up steam with some of the videos and get some great feedback from you guys, good or bad, I want to know. That's how we're going to learn how we're going to move forward with this. And with my radio background, I've been wanting to do some type of a video, some type of a TV series for a long, long time. I mean, I remember 10 years ago, and I've never aired it. And it was just interviewing a friend of mine, Dennis, in his basement that has about 4,000 Corvette die-cast and cool memorabilia. I've got to pull that DVD out, and we'll get that edited, and we'll get that on the vlog. I think Dennis would appreciate that. He's never even seen it. Just him talking about his collection is pretty cool. But what I want to talk about in this vlog is why we're doing this. And I'm so thankful to have the opportunity and have you sharing this with us. I wanted to, and I guess in some ways I have. I've taken my radio background and used that in my marketing of myself for Corvette through the internet. The first individual sales rep to have his dedicated Corvette website, so I've got the longest running dedicated website. But this video thing kind of came about, wanting to communicate with a lot of you folks out of state, a lot of you folks that we do business with, and sharing stories. I mean, about 10 years ago, I was coming up with what was going to be a TV web series called Tell Us About Your Corvette. Never really got that launched off the ground. Now with social media, now with the ability to just kind of pick up a camera and go, and that's kind of what we've done now to start our Corvette vlog. And I thought, I've done a lot of things that nobody else has done as a Corvette individual sales rep. I've been copied a ton of times, so I guess that's a form of flattery, if you will. But I'm always thinking of doing something different and staying on the edge, but staying in the forefront, creative-wise, information-wise, enthusiastic and passionate-wise from what I'm doing right now, and that's representing Corvette. You know, so that idea has always been there to do this kind of thing, and I guess, you know, I got to give credit. You know, I see so many different vlogs out there. I mean, people are vlogging about doing hair and doing makeup and it just, I mean, you name it. I'm not doing any of that. But all kinds of neat stuff out there, you know, for different specific items. So here I am at a specific market for Corvette. So why is anybody doing a vlog talking about the day-to-day dealings with promoting this car, selling this car, the individual that's doing all that, some of the behind-the-scenes stuff? So that's what I figured to do. And I guess it kind of threw me into that as we've been doing a few videos, but never really focused on doing a bunch of videos and really staying in touch and staying in front of you. And I got to thank Roman Atwood for that, because when I got hooked up with him, I just thought, you know what? This is what I need to be doing with Corvette, the cool stuff that he's doing with his vlog. Yeah, so I give him credit for doing that. You know, and I'll tell you a little story when Roman came in. For those of you who know him through his prank channel and his vlog channel with his family, just a cool dude. You know, and with my radio background, he came in one day looking at Corvettes. It was early in the morning, greeted him and what have you, was talking to him. Now, this shows you what no life I have, that I literally live and breathe Corvette all day long. It's like, you know, I don't go to the movies, I don't watch hardly any TV, you know, so I'm sitting there talking to him, and, you know, my little sense of, yeah, I'm talking to him, and I had this sense, and I said, hey man, can I be frank with you? And he kind of looked at me, and I said, I'm sorry. I said, no disrespect. I said, I don't know who you are, but I got a funny feeling that you're famous. And he started laughing, and he said, no problem. The first thing he asked me, he goes, hey, do you have kids? I said, yeah, I've got a couple of 14-year-olds. He goes, oh, they'll know who I am. So I go home that night, and I asked the boys, I said, hey, do you guys know a Roman Atwood? They're like, oh, yeah, Roman Atwood, yeah, what? I said, well, he come by the dealership today. He's thinking about surprising his dad and buying him a Corvette. Like, oh, did you get a selfie? Did you get an autograph? I said, no. My kids thought I was an absolute idiot. You know, so the next day, Roman had texted me, he said, hey, we're going to do this. I got a plan. My dad thinks that we're looking at some property. I'm going to bring him over, and I'm going to pick him out of Corvette. And I just thought that was just the neatest thing that he did. I really thought that was neat. So we got together and we had a great time, and the rest is history with him buying that Corvette for his dad. I mean, what a cool thing, and what a great opportunity for myself to be a part of that and to meet him. So thanks, Roman. Thanks for the little shove into the video vlog world as well, and also just a great experience meeting you and your family. I really appreciate that very much. So here we are in my vlog about Corvette, sharing stuff about myself and the representation of Corvette, about our dealership, about you folks that keep this car in the forefront, that make this car the star and the iconic sports car that it really is. Corvette is something special. And doing these vlogs, as I said before in a previous video, it really is therapeutic for me. I get to use some of my radio background, some of my marketing, be a little silly, but like I said before, just be real. I think that's what matters. So going to Detroit tonight, speaking of being real, kind of screws my head up a little bit. Not so much for the event and everything. This is kind of the first time I've really been away from the kids. My tenure at Coghlan, in my 6th year now. For the first 3 years, I was commuting over 2.5 hours one way. And I was away from the boys. My twin boys are 14 now, my daughter's 9, but my oldest son was still in high school, so I didn't want to move him and go through that torture. I did that in high school. That's just no fun and not a good memory. So I was thinking of him while the rest of us suffered and, you know, were trying to deal with it. You know, yeah, you had FaceTime and stuff like that. It wasn't the same. You know, the Coghlans were great. My general manager, John Riley, was great. I was able to, you know, work from home for a few days, be at the dealership in Columbus a few days. Well, we built this up and got going real fast. So I got to the point where, you know, I would be home once a week to do laundry and be in Columbus the rest of the week. Going to Detroit tonight, you know, because I love to take the kids with me to the birthday bash at the National Corvette Museum. They get to see what Dad does. They love to see the cool cars. They enjoy talking to all the Corvette customers, pass out posters, and that keeps them with me. But tonight, they're not with me, and this is the first night in a long time that I've been away from them. Yep, so being away from them is going to be tough, but it is only for one night. And at the rate I'm going, I'm not going to get any sleep at all. But we're going to make it fun, make it interesting, and continue to share and relate to you more things about us and myself as we build this vlog up, get ready for the spring market that's right around the corner, and a lot of neat things to talk about with Corvette. I mean, let's face it, they've invested almost $1 billion in that Corvette assembly plant. You don't think there's a future with Corvette? Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let me address one more thing. Now you've got a little bit of insight on why we vlog and how it kind of came to be. And I get a lot of questions on, hey Rick, what Corvette do you have? Oh my gosh, the question I hate the most. Do you guys realize how much that tortures me when you say that? I actually think sometimes I get goosebumps when someone says, hey Rick, what Corvette do you have? Here, let's again be painfully honest. Right now, I don't have a Corvette. I'm one of the biggest Corvette cheerleaders in the country, and don't have a Corvette right now, that is a freaking sin. There's no doubt about it. But you know what? That's why I can relate so well to a lot of my customers that are going through years and years of planning and waiting in anticipation to reward themselves with this car. Because I'm living it with you right now. The cool thing though is I get to be a part of it at a much different level, at a much different venue, by selling it in a retail standpoint and experiencing all those with so many different people. The crossover buyers, all that kind of stuff. I mean, right now with this new Stingray, the C7 generation, you know, over half of my Corvette sales for the last 3 years, over half have been first-time Corvetters. So you're talking about some really, really cool experiences and a lot of neat stories that, again, many of which we intend to start sharing here on the vlog. But for me, you know, I spent a lot of money on Corvette die-cast and memorabilia, Corvette clothing. Absolutely, I do a lot of that stuff. So I kind of get it out of my system in that regard. That allows me to kind of be a part of it with you, if you will. I'm a lifetime member of the National Corvette Museum. And one day, oh yeah, one day, my day will come, no doubt about it, and we'll tell everybody. We'll have a blast. You know, I almost bought one a couple of years ago, you know, and my wife just said, look, I mean, you're just never home. That's one of the reasons I don't have one right now. I just don't have the time to even enjoy a Corvette. You know, I have the privilege of taking one off the lot and going to shows with you folks, but like she said, you know, you're never home, and when you are home, you're going to have 3 kids that are going to fight with you to go in a 2-seater car. So how's that going to work out? Get your money's worth for you folks that are buying them. Forget about what the future value is. Drive the car and enjoy it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So I ended up buying a new Suburban, which we love dearly. I love that truck, and the kids do, and they have their DVDs and the Wi-Fi and all that good stuff. So that's my Corvette right now. So for those of you that were interested in all that story and all that personal hoo-ha, thanks again for taking the time to watch this deep in the vlog, and we'll continue to share a little of everything, as you can see already. And we'll keep it real, we'll keep it interesting, we'll have fun, we'll get creative, and I'll continue to throw a couple of curveballs at you too. So you just never know what's coming. So we're gonna get back on the road and get ourselves to Detroit so we can talk about absolutely nothing that's being revealed in regards to Corvette. Now, wouldn't it be cool? We're like all deflated now that, you know, basically everyone's saying, okay, there's nothing going to be there. But wouldn't it be cool when we get there and they actually reveal something? Well, hey, it's game on, man. We're ready to go. Oh, and just a little bit ago, because I know it's going to be a long night for me, I was a little tired. Hey, I'm going to get a coffee. I forgot to grab one at the house. I pull into this fast food establishment. Asked to order. They're open. There's cars all over the place, going through the drive-thru, what have you. And I said, hey, I just like a large coffee, 4 creams, 4 sugars. He says, I'm sorry. We're not serving coffee anymore. I said, well, what time do you close? We close in about an hour, but we're done serving coffee for the evening. But you're open right now, right? Yes. No coffee, because they're going to close in an hour. Yeah, no coffee. I mean, even if you had a pot on there and you didn't sell it all and you dumped it down the drain, I mean, how much profit margin's in coffee? So no coffee. All right, let's keep driving. Real quick update as we piecemeal the vlog here. Just made it into Michigan. Still no coffee. tired. I need a hotel just to get a couple hours of sleep. And I'll get up in the morning and I'm ready for the Michigan rush hour. I was born and raised in southeastern Michigan, so that's probably why I'm so good at this Corvette driving stuff, huh? Growing up, I was on offense, not defense. Getting ready to leave the hotel. Less than 2 hours sleep, no hot water. I'm awake now. I'm awake now. Oh, you like the pink shirt? Hey, thanks. My daughter got me that. Wow, it's almost as cold as my shower was out here. Hey, we made it downtown Detroit. GM buildings in the background. Oh, yes, I'm wearing a Stingray beanie. Good morning.